What's up? What's up? Oh my, what a beautiful Friday, and it's starting to rain. So hope everybody's doing all right. I decided to take a week off, not intentionally, but all my loads for this week were pretty much canceled. But I kind of knew that was coming because they have been doing that lately. What I mean by that is I booked them hoping that they won't cancel them, but more 9 out of 10 times they will cancel them. So they were day loads for the post office. So you pretty much pick up from Amazon to post office. But what I realized is the day loads for the post office is
now turn left.
Those they tend to cancel them a lot because if you don't have a lot of things going to that post office, they just gonna put it on the overnight load with somebody who's going there. So that's what happens most of the times. Not that I know, but I think I know that's exactly what happens, because some of the times when I get to the Amazon and I have a load that's just going to one post office, and then I have another guy next to me who has the same route, has 4 stops, and has my post office too. So they just doing that just to if I have 12 pallets and I don't have any space, then he's going to take the rest. Sometimes you don't even have to take the rest, and that's what happens. So the day loads for the post office is a little tricky. The hell, man. It's a little tricky with the post office runs. So unless it's an Amazon to Amazon, then those they tend not to cancel. But another thing is I had those for the following week. 4 loads, Amazon to Amazon, day loads, and they were all canceled yesterday. 2 hours after I booked them, they canceled them, all of them. It was going from one location, the same location, to the same location, and they canceled all 4 of them for the next week. So I was kind of mad about that, because those are like, if you're the first one on the board when they post them, you get them all. And that's exactly what happened. I had all of them and they canceled all of them. So I was mad, because those are real good, loads. They load you up and all you do is to offload sometimes. So I was mad about that, but I can't do anything about it, right? But that's for the early access people. So, I picked those on Thursday mornings. And then later on during the day, or not even later on during the day, Friday morning, that's when they post the loads for the post offices for the early access people. So I get to pick the good loads, or I should say the 1-2 stop. I only have all of them on 1-2 stop. So now I'm kind of noticing a pattern where some of the post office that they tend to cancel a lot, I don't even pick them. And now even next week I didn't even pick any post office loads for during the day, because at the end of the day they're gonna cancel all of them. That's what I did. They canceled about 4 or 5 of them this week, and they were all post office runs during the day, like now. So right now it's Friday, 2:40. I have a load at 4 p.m. I'm going to get the truck right now. I have a load at 4 p.m. and it's going about 61 miles to the post office. And from that post office home is about 30 miles. So it's not bad. So I drive 25 to get it, 60 to drop it off, 25 to come back. So that's that. So, and I had a load for the night. They canceled it already. It was literally 16 miles, and I don't know. Again, if they don't have a lot of things going to that post office, they will cancel it. They'll give it to somebody else on that route going that way. Then now you have 4 or 5 stops. So those are good if you can get them, but then at the same time you might go a whole week without a load, because they might cancel all of them. All my loads for this week were like literally 16 miles from the pickup to the drop off. And some I actually had, I think next week I have the same. I think I have one that's going to Delaware, but from the pickup, which is in New Jersey, to Delaware, it's about a 20-minute drive. So, yes, I have to pay the toll. Well, it's factored in, but maybe coming back, I might have to pay the toll coming back. So but it's only, you know, 20-minute drive to get to Delaware to the post office. So I did book those since they had canceled all my day loads. So hopefully they keep those. But I don't have a lot of day loads for next week just because of that. Like this whole week, I haven't driven that truck since Sunday night. That was the last time I drove that truck. So today's Friday, so it's been literally parked over there for a week. So yeah, you know, that's that for right now. So I'm about to get there. It's 2:43. I should have been out a little earlier because I have to get diesel. It's on E right now, so we just get diesel on the way. So yeah, so I'm gonna come back home today about 5, 6, I guess, then try to see if I can find a load for the night. If not, it is what it is. I'm not gonna worry about it. I'm not gonna stress about it because I have a few that I booked for tomorrow that I didn't have coming into this week. So I booked like 3 of them for tomorrow, and I'm just hoping that they do keep them. So yeah, that's that for right now. So I will get back to you in a tad bit when I get to the pickup location, and we'll go from there. All right, welcome back again to the channel. It's been a minute. It feels so long. It's only been a week that I haven't sat in this truck, but it feels good to be back behind the wheel. You know what time it is when I'm behind this wheel. But anyways, you know, like I said, like I was talking about, that most of my loads were canceled this week. I kind of knew it was going to happen. You know, I was just trying something out and, you know, trying to leave, you know, my days open just in case something shows up. You know, that pays really good money. So most of my loads were kind of like day loads, but it was kind of weird that they were all going to the post office and stuff. You know, and this one is going to the post office, and I'm just hoping that, well, they should be open. You know, I should get there on time, but I know we're gonna get into a little bit of traffic on the way. So I'm just praying that it's not a lot of traffic, so we can just bypass it and get there on time. But yeah, I got 8 pallets, and so, you know, today I really want to talk about, you know, your cost per mile. When you get into this business, I think my first month, I tried out everything and I calculated everything to see what makes sense and, you know, what loads made sense that whole first month. You know, again, like I said, it was trial and error. And so right now, you know, I'm okay to be home and not do, you know, loads that don't make sense. Because at the end of the day, I'm making nothing out of it. I'm just pretty much paying, you know, the truck. I'm paying all my expenses at the end of the day, and I'm not taking any money, you know, for myself. So you really need to make sure that your rate per mile is factored and you know it. And you need to make sure that when you pick your loads, you know, you are meeting that goal, you're meeting your rate per mile, at least, right? Because if you're driving for less than what you calculated to be, then you're pretty much just paying, you know, for your expenses, and that's it. You can't really take any money out for yourself at the end of the month. I don't know whether that number is whatever number you come up with that you're gonna pay yourself at the end of the month. So if you're not meeting that rate per mile, that number is not gonna be able to. You're not gonna be able to achieve it. So basically, on this load right here, or pretty much all the loads that I have been booking, I drive about 100 to 110 miles. And that's like factoring all the deadhead miles, going to pick up the load, dropping it off, and then going back home. And, you know, some of them really, they've been literally like 100 miles. So, my rate per mile, I put it at $1.68 for a lot of reasons. Not that it needs to be all the way up there, but you know, with how much I'm trying to pay myself at the end of the month, and you know, I calculated how many miles I drove the first month, which you know ended up being like 5,000. So you know that rate per mile will be a little bit more because of the miles I'm going to be driving per year. So if I drive about 5,000 miles per month, that's about 60,000 miles per year. So you know my rate per mile is going to be a little higher, you know, compared to the guys who are driving, you know, 120,000 miles per year, right? If you're driving 120,000 miles per year, and that's what the OTR guys, they're going to get up there, right? Your rate per mile is going to be way lower than mine, right? So, and you know, and it all depends on how much you're trying to pay yourself. You know, it all depends on everything. How much you're paying for diesel, how much you're putting on the side for the business, how much you're putting on the side for the taxes. You know, it's a lot of things that go into it. You know, everything has to be factored in it. So mine is a little higher because even when I calculated my diesel, even though I paid $2.95, I calculated it as $3.20. So, you know, well, the 170 cents per mile that I calculated, it's actually higher than what it's supposed to be. But I know if I'm there, I'm good, and I even got a little bit more, right? So, you know, and I did calculate it with 65,000 miles instead of 60. Just to have that 5,000 miles extra in case I drive a little bit more. So, you know, my rate per mile is a little higher than it's supposed to be, and I'm okay with that. So whatever I make, you know, I'm good at that. I'm good at that $1.70 per mile. So for instance, let's do this. This load was paying, I think, $250 for 66 miles, right? So to come pick it up is 30 miles to get here. No, 61 miles to drop to the drop off. So 30 miles to come to get it. 60 miles to drop it off. And I think I have about 25 miles to get back home. So that's about 115 miles total that I'm going to be driving on this load. So if it's paying $250 divided by the 115, let me do the math real quick. That's my rate per mile is $2.17, which is way above that $1.70 that I put for myself. That covers everything, you know, basing it off driving 5,000 miles per month. So $2.17 is what I'm getting paid for all the miles driven, including deadhead, for this load. So as you can see, at the end of the month, even though I might not drive 5,000 miles because I've been home this whole past week, I still can get to my number, you know, because I'm going to factor how much I'm going to spend in diesel, which is going to be less than whatever I had calculated, less miles. I might not take as much money as I wanted to take for myself. So due to not, you know, driving the 5,000 miles at that $1.70 per mile. So everything is going to be, it will all, you know, at the end of the month, you're just going to have to factor in how much miles you actually drove. Because if I had put that I'm going to pay myself $5,000 a month or $4,500 a month, and I didn't drive 5,000 miles, then that's not going to work. I can't take that much money because I'm taking money from something else. I'm taking money to pay for the truck, insurance, or, you know, the savings for the business or the taxes. So that's not gonna work. I'm gonna have to take less money. I'll take whatever is left after I have put every money that I had put, you know, to the expenses, to the taxes, to the savings or the business. Then I'll take whatever is left. So yeah, that's how you get to your rate per mile. So before you do get into this business, you know, that rate per mile, if you don't really factor it in the right way, you're gonna hurt. It's gonna hurt your business, and you're gonna feel like you are not doing anything. You're gonna see the money come in, but the money at the end of the month is just gonna be going out too on expenses, and you know, your whatever bills you have to pay. So make sure that make sure that you know that rate per mile before anything, because that will definitely kill you. Well, as you can see, that traffic I was talking about, there's a little construction going on here about a mile. So we're probably gonna be doing this for the next mile. And you know, it's Friday. I hope this post office stay open. I'm not sure what time this one closed, but you know, I don't want to end up bringing it back here because they closed, because that ain't gonna work for me. I'm not staying there till the next morning for somebody else to come in for me to drop this load, because you can't drop the load off without anybody at the post office. So even in the mornings when I get there and there's nobody at like 2:30, I have to wait for somebody to get there before I can offload the truck. You can't let the stuff stay over there with nobody. So that's the only downfall to it. But you know, most of the time, the ones I know now, you know, they good. You know, 3 in the morning they there, so that's the latest. And I've really been playing it safe, man. Most of the post office that I go to, they're about 5-10 minutes from the house, so it really works out for me, you know. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So you know, I'm gonna try my best to remember once I get to the post office, depending on how early I am, and if nobody's by the door waiting for this load so they can get out, I'm gonna try to record, you know, some content once I get to the post office, and we'll go from there. Again, I told you I don't have a load for the night. They did cancel my load, which was like 16 miles from the pickup. I understand why they do that, because I might not have a lot, so they might put it on somebody else's truck. So yeah, I will get back to you guys as soon as I get to the post office, and hopefully this traffic breaks in the next half a mile. All right, stay tuned. Anyway, so like I said, this load was about 61 miles from pickup to drop off, and on the way to the drop off, I passed through the exit that takes me home, and that is the exit coming up right here, which is, if you look at it, it says 32 miles, and I'm like literally about 3-4 miles down from that exit. So coming back home, it's only going to be about 32-33 miles, you know. So going to pick it up was about 30, taking it to the drop off is about 61, and coming back home is about, you know, 32, 33, 34 miles. As you can see, this will be my exit coming back, and I have 32 miles to get to my drop off. So it is very important to know and calculate everything before you book a load. I just wanted to say that real quick, you know, just to show you that, you know, right now I am passing my house to drop it off, but I'm like halfway already. So it just works out the way my house and this Amazons are set up, and you know, it just works out. So when I pick a load, I know already how much I'm getting paid. You know, like I just know it now. Like, this makes sense, this don't make sense. If it's over 80 miles to drop it off and then coming back 80 miles, then it's not gonna work. I could drive a load that's 75 miles, but coming back home is about 45 miles. I'll take that because it's still, you know, I'm still above that $1.70 per mile, you know. So it's just about what works and what don't work. And these loads, you know, they come every week. They don't change. So if you have, you know, your score up and you have the early access and you know what time they be posting, you know, you get them right there and there. You get it. You get it every week if you're that lucky. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, but I just wanted to show you out that. So I'll get back to you as soon as I get to the post office. Alright, so the post office. So I had about 8 of them, and this is it. Most of the time, this is how it looks. But anyways, I'm not gonna take that much time because I gotta fix this before it fall off. But this is about it. So basically that's it. Secure my pallet jack. I do have a wheel stop for that. I just don't put it in here when I'm getting loaded. I take it out just in case they put it on the side. So yeah. If you notice, that ramp right there, that don't really work good, so I kind of know this location already, so I figured, you know what, I'll come over here and I'll use this manual ramp. So once you're done, you just put it up like that. That one don't really work good. I want to kind of mess around with it, so that's it. That's the drop off. As you can see, this side of the town is kind of raining, so you know, it is what it is. All right, we on the way back home already, and it's still light outside. That's a good thing. 6:30. Be home in the next 25 minutes. So yeah, you know, the day loads for the post office, they're not that bad because when you compare it to the one you get loaded up, that takes a while. You know, you get there, wait about an hour and a half, 2 hours to get loaded up. Got there at exactly 3:55, and I left at 4:42. I do have to wait. I was done putting all the pallets in by like 4:20, but I do have to wait till like that 4:40 time before I can get out because they might have more pallets coming out. But you know, when you're dropping off at the post office like right now, you don't want to be waiting an hour and a half because they close, and then you end up bringing it back to the Amazon. So once you know you have a load that's going to the post office, make sure you tell them, like, listen, man, I gotta go. Like, my departure time, you know, is this and this, and I gotta go. Like, or else I'm gonna end up bringing this load back. You know, they know that already. But anyway, so you know, this was a nice quick run. You know, pick up at 4 p.m. It's what, 6:30, and that's it. Heading back home, and hopefully I'll get another one for tonight. But it looks like it's raining, so I might not even get out because your boy don't like to drive in the rain. And not that I don't like to drive in the rain, but you know the situation with the big guy over here. He might act up, even though he hasn't been acting up lately. But you never know, he might start acting up. So you know, it is what it is. So yeah, there you have it. Quick load for the post office. They don't normally work out like this, man. The loads for the post office, they cancel a lot of them. So just make sure when you do have, you know, a good amount of loads on the board and you're trying to do this, get one for the afternoon and get one for the night. You know, so just in case they cancel one, you still have one for the night. They don't really cancel night ones, but if it's like 16 miles, whatever it is, they will cancel it. So you always want to have now that I know, if I get a load that's coming back to my area and it has 2 stops, I'll take it. So that, you know, I'll go further, then come back home with it and drop off and go home. So those, they don't turn to cancel because you already have 2 stops. They don't cancel those. So that's what I'm kind of doing right now. But I also have 1 stop, you know, close to home. But again, you know, like I said, they canceled my Amazon to Amazon loads for next week, 4 of them. And hey, can't cry about it, right? But it is what it is, though. So anyways, I'm not gonna keep you longer. I don't think I'm gonna record the overnight. If I do find one, I'll probably put it in the next video. I did, you know, check out I hope you know the little clips are from the post office. I can't really record because that's federal, you know what I'm saying? They got cameras and everything. I don't want to be, you know, out there looking at everything with my phone and stuff. So I was just trying to show you how, you know, like the ramps, the one on the other side, last time I got there, it took me a while. The lady had to come up, hold it on one side, like it was broken. So I just used the one I put manually and just put it on there and, you know, do my thing. But yeah, thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Stay safe.